How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just wanted to do something a little bit different. I was able to actually go ahead and pre-order a box of Time Spiraled Remastered, and I'm going to go about on today's video and actually open it up in front of you guys. I know I typically don't do too many in the way of booster pack openings. I just figured since this was a kind of a set that kind of caught my eye, I figured I'd open it for you guys so you guys get an idea of what it's all about. So if you guys like this style of video, and I mean, if there's a set that comes out that kind of interests me, maybe in the future I will go ahead and purchase a set of, Magic the Gathering physically. In more recent days, because I've kind of went ahead and actually, decided to play more digital Magic, I haven't really bought too much in the way of physical cards. But with that being said, guys, if you like the video, like I said, hit that like button. If you're new here, want to see more videos on the channel, hit that subscribe button. But let's dive into the box. Let's see what's going on and see if we can get anything good out of it. All right, so in we go to open the box. Sharp, or am I just using my nail? I have a pen here. I can use that. Typically, I usually try to keep it sharp, but a pen is good enough, I think. All right. I mean, I don't really know what the money cards are. I know the old art cards are where it's at when it comes to this. I didn't actually. So we're gonna have all the trash everywhere all over the floor after I'm done. Looking at the box, I mean cards. I don't know if you've seen other videos, but the cards seem pretty good. I guess we'll take them out and test. Like so. Oh, falling over. Right, and I guess box. I guess afterwards when I have to put all the comments and stuff that I'm not gonna put in sleeves or anything onto into like anywhere to kind of store them. Let's adjust this real quick just so I can have some space on my desk. I don't have a lot of space to work with, so we're just gonna kind of slide the pack stacks this way just to give myself a decent pile of assortment so I can assort the cards across my desk so you guys can kind of see the comments, uncommons, and so on and so forth. All right, first pack we go. I don't know if any of you guys are into physical Magic and whatnot and what you guys have pulled. So let me know if you guys have actually went ahead and opened some of this. I know it's kind of hard to get. I was lucky enough to get at cost, so there is that. I mean, it's pretty cool to see some older cards get like reprinted. If anything sticks out, I mean, I'll point it out. But for the most part, I think a lot of what people are after for are the rares and the alternate art, like old frames. And our first rare is Rada. I don't think she's really worth anything, but pretty cool regardless. All right, old school border Thragtusk and a token. I guess keep them from the same stack, so we kind of go through the box pretty easily. I don't know why the packs are kind of open and weird. Kind of like open quite strange. Also, like I said, I'm not really used to this, so I kind of have some really jerry-rigged setup together to kind of get my camera set up so you guys can kind of see me open from above. And this is gonna be quite interesting to edit. All right, yet again, kind of a dud hit, but okay. Sigil of the Empty Throne. Interesting. I mean, if I hit a big card, let me know. Like I said, I'm not going to do any like price points or anything in the video as I'm opening this up. I mean, I'll probably check, some interesting cards at the end and kind of just see if I hit anything big. But for the most part, I'm just kind of opening it for the nostalgic, just because I don't open, physical boosters quite often anymore. Like I said, I think the last time I opened up boosters was probably when I opened up the Zendikar set boosters, because they were the first time they printed set boosters. All right, Flagstone. I don't know if that's worth anything. All right, an old frame Bojuka Bog. I mean, that's a pretty cool card. I mean, I don't know how much people play Bojuka Bog, but definitely an interesting card. That's I think playable at least in sideboards. I don't know how much in the way of graveyard hate there needs to be. Like I said, I honestly think it's really just in the rares and mythics and stuff like that come in the set that are really where the money is. As I've kind of watched a few of these videos, and nothing really too much in the uncommon slot. All right, I mean, slivers always hold some value. Become immense, yeah, and token. I mean, I also think it's also if you hit like a big money old border card, you can definitely make your value back. I mean, like I said, I didn't invest a lot into the actual cost of the box. I think I got the cost of the box like slightly above MSRP. So I think I paid like 180 before taxes, and I think they were MSRP at 170 when they first launched, and I know they're up to um almost $300 if not more. I just that's what I heard. Our rares haven't been that great. Palace Jailer and just a shiny foil. Nothing special about it though. Um, like I said, I'm kind of unsure. Also, I don't know why the tabs rip weird. It's not a tear, is it? Hello. That's the awkward thing when you open a pack and it doesn't open how it should, and kind of lose a tab to pull on. Typically, I kind of pull the top part of the tab so it splits the top pack over the open, and that kind of just like broke off. So I would say the wrapping on them is a little on the flimsy side. And a Sliver Legion. Yet again, I mean, maybe worth something because slivers just have that nostalgic place in Magic where people always want to collect slivers, and a Relentless Rats. So I don't know if the Relentless Rats is anything, but the Sliver Legion's a pretty decent hit, I think, even if it's worth like $5 or something. People just like slivers, I guess, for some strange reason. All right, we're just about to hit a third of the way through the box. I don't think anything's been super crazy, and I'm gonna refix my stack on the ground there because I see that my old border stack is getting a little crazy. That is the one thing when you open a whole box that things kind of get a little wacky. Hollow one, I don't know. And a Magus of the Future yet again. I think it's an okay card, but I just don't think it has a ton of value. Maybe a couple bucks. Sometimes people just don't like foils in general just because, they're foils, and sometimes foils get really weird over time. I don't think Wizards ever really fixed that issue with foils sometimes warping, especially if you live in like in a very humid area. Also, I have no idea, by the way, if I'm doing this right camera-wise. I don't know if you guys can see anything, so leave me any feedback. Am I in the comments? No, that's common. No, I'm in the comments, okay. I wasn't sure about the Chromatic Star. Jaya, I don't know about her. And Dreadhorde Alchemist, interesting hit there. Don't know if he has any value, but I know he's still prominent in like historic and MTG Arena. Don't really know about him outside of like historic formats, if he's really viable in like modern or anything. But definitely interested to see like a more modern card in like an older frame, just because they went away from that style of frame a while ago. Actually, I think the old border frames are from like the Scourge block was like the last set that actually had old bordered frames. That's like kind of right around where I first got into Magic, so definitely interesting. Pact of Negation, I mean, I think that's a decent value card. I don't think it's like a big money card, but it's definitely decent value. All right, and a Bloodbraid Elf. I mean, I don't know if Bloodbraid Elf. I know Bloodbraid Elf is played. I just don't know if the old border one is worth anything. Yet again, this is me talking about how like it's not. Maybe it's worth a couple bucks, but still something. I think Bloodbraid Elf is probably a decent hit when it comes to old border. I do think that's a decently well played card that it has some value, even in the uncommon form from when it appeared first in what is it? Not Ravnica. It was a set that it actually introduced like the cascade effect. I can't think of what the set was called. It was right after Morning Star and all that stuff, and right before it Zendikar launched. I just can't think of off the top of my head what the block was called. But that's why they went like full like multicolor for the whole block. Fungus Sliver. Okay, slivers are prominent. Sorcerer Spyglass and Tromp the Dominus. I mean, Sorcerer Spyglass is just a card that's pretty decent. I know definitely in Standard it sees play just because it's a pretty decent sideboard card, I guess, to just kind of stop activated abilities if your opponent plays a lot of things with those type of stuff. And yet again, pretty cool to see in an old border, especially being a more modern card. Yeah, like I said, I don't think anything in the really the common and uncommon slot stands out. I think all the money is okay. Ancestral Visions, interesting card there. Okay, old border Thoughtseize, yet again another big hit. just a basic brute force, but I think that was probably our best pack so far. I mean, I don't know where Ancestral Visions is, but Old Border Thoughtseize I think is gonna have some value. I don't know if it's. I think what I saw it when the set first launched, I think it was around $30. I don't know if it's gone. It's probably gone down a little bit. And Ancestral Vision is just a pretty solid card in general. I know it's a pretty powerful card. I just don't know how powerful and how much people still play to this day, just because things kind of rotate around and power levels and stuff like that over time as things get like introduced and the meta shifts a certain way. All right, Heartwood Storyteller, Bedlam Reveler. Okay. I know you can get old bordered foils. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 per box, but we haven't seen one of those yet. That'd be pretty cool to get like a pretty decent hit on that. I know that's where you can get a lot of money as well. Like I think I saw who was it? I think Talarian Cabinet did a video today, or he launched his video today on opening the things like the box game he does. I think he one of those, and I think it was, at least at the time of recording, it was valued at like $120 just because those are going to be harder to get because it's going to be like 1 out of every box or so, possibly hit in a foil version. So that'd be definitely really cool to hit Old Border. Okay, Old Border Solum. This is from Mirrodin's art, so definitely pretty cool there. Like the original Mirrodin, not like the shards of Mirrodin or whatever. I'm definitely gonna have to clean up a pile of wrappers on the floor. Also, let me get my cards back in the camera just because I'm terrible. Because like I said, I don't have a proper like card opening setup. I'm kind of like using my phone underneath a book kind of thing, just so it doesn't fall. All right, Corsair Crew Fix, yet again an older card, but interesting card just to kind of see brought back in a way. And we're a little under halfway through the box. I think we've made some decent money on the pulls. I mean, I'm not going to really sell the cards, but I mean, the value of some of the cards that I did pull, I think are going to be there. But I don't know if we made the value back at the box that I paid in a way. Like I said, I'm not really into like, selling cards or playing with cards that I'm pulling. It's more so just for the collection purposes and kind of opening it up and kind of just seeing what's going on. Wheel of Fate, I think, is pretty decent. Paradox Outcome, I don't know. Just an uncommon foil. I'm about to like throw the token on the ground as if it was a pack wrapper. Right. Sorry. That one was like some of them have been really easy to open and some of them have been really tough to open, so it's been kind of like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Also, I do apologize if in the background I think someone's driving by with a motorcycle and being really obnoxious with it. I'm kind of in the middle of opening a pack, so it's definitely awkward there, so I do apologize. All right, Eternal Witness. Now, that's a pretty good card. I don't know if it has value, but I remember when that card first came out, and I do like this like alternate art that it has. And then a foil sliver, which I think has value, surprisingly. Maybe $1 or something, just because, yet again, slivers. People like to play their slivers. I feel like every time I pull a sliver, that's what I'm going to say, is that slivers always have value. I mean, maybe they're not a lot of value, but they're there, because sometimes people play a sliver deck and they just want to kind of pimp it out and kind of make like all their cards look nice and pretty and shiny. And why not do it from Time Spiral Remastered? Definitely interesting that they went back and like they physically remastered a set. That's something you see quite often. Angel's Salvation, I don't know. Night of the Reliquary, interesting. I saw that we have a foil. I didn't see what it was. All right, so we got a foil Bajuka Bog. I don't know if there's value in that, but I'm going to put a sleeve on it just because it's an old school foil. And I do have like the Star City Games sleeves from forever ago that I kind of just had lying around. So I'm going to be using these for my foils. They just have a slime on it. So it's definitely, I guess definitely fit in that I'm putting it on a swamp, a slimy slime in that. So we have our one old border frame. I don't know if we can hit another. I don't know what the probability of hitting 2 in a box is, but definitely interesting to border frame stuff. I mean, if we can hit another like big card, I don't know, in old border. I don't know if there's money in the rares just in general. Like, what's the big rare? Something Hermit. Okay, interesting. Did I just put all the comments? My organization is ruined. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. Manifold Key. Don't know if there's value there, but definitely a cool older card. So we have one old school border hit, I think foil wise. I think we have a couple old school border hits that are non-foil. Definitely good there. I just don't know, like I said, value. It's definitely cool to see some of these older cards just reprinted because they haven't been physically printed in forever. All right, Tolarian West. Don't know about that one. Teamer Ascendancy. Creatures control have haste. Yet again, don't know. Oh, we got a Pact of the Titan. Don't know if I don't think it has a lot of value. Maybe like $5, but I guess we'll put the foil rare in a sleeve just because, just to keep it nice and not scratched up. You never know; it could go up in value. I mean, that'd be pretty cool if it was like a Pact of Negation or something like that. I think the blue Pact is the most expensive out of all of them, just because it counters target spell at split second speed. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I know I pulled one. I'm like sitting here trying to guess what it does, but I physically pulled one. I could go through my pile and look at it. All right, Gemstone Caverns I think is a decent pull, definitely. I mean, that's a good mythic slot. Liliana's Triumph is an interesting one just because I've seen it in standard. So it's definitely interesting to see a card that has been in standard more recently in here. I mean, what is your guys' thought on that? Is like, do you guys like cards that they reprint that are in standard or been in standard more recently, like pretty often? I think there's been a few cards that they've reprinted over the past few sets that I haven't really left standard yet, but they've reprinted in like every other set, just I think as filler. I don't know if that helps, just because it helps people kind of pull them a lot more. I don't know. All right, Cry for Nodes, Farseek. I don't. Some of the cards I'm more unsure of, because I just personally never seen them and don't know their value off the top of my head. It's like the cards I can kind of think. There's certain cards that you just know that the name is probably like a little bit easier to kind of understand. It's been around. It's something that people talk about card wise. It's hard to think of like names of certain cards that aren't talked about cards that people would want to see are reprinted. Itha the High Arcanist. I don't really know. Definitely cool. Feather Redeemed, interesting card. I think that was in standard just recently before rotation. Yet again, definitely interesting when it comes to how they decide. Yeah, like I said, I feel like we're kind of wrapping up. I don't know if there's any big hits still to be left in this box. I mean, like we've hit a couple. I mean, I'm not gonna say that we didn't hit anything, but I don't know how likely or unlikely it is that we're gonna hit like another old border like big card, because I think we hit like a couple of good ones. Oh, yeah, there it goes again. Sometimes they rip, sometimes it's a struggle to pull it open. I don't really know. Something with the glue. Maybe I resealed them. I don't really know. But you guys kind of saw me open them from the sealed plastic that I purposely resealed back to being looking like I didn't actually touch it. Like I've actually prepared. I actually know what I'm about to hit in all these packs. No, I'm kidding. Stinkweed Imp is a card that I know of. I don't know if it's a high value card, but it's definitely a cool older card that's definitely been around. All right. We're about a third of the way through the 2/3 of the way through the box, and like I said, pretty decent. I think pulls. I don't know if there's anything that's been oh my god, like holy crap, I pulled that, but about to put stuff in the wrong spots again. Another sliver yet again. Slivers for days. Laboratory Maniac. I don't really know there. I would say the one thing I actually do like is the tokens. I do find the tokens to be quite interesting. Also, I just realized we haven't pulled a foil in a minute. The last foil I think we pulled was the Pact of the Titan. So it's been a couple packs since we pulled a foil, so we're expected to pull one I think soon. Usually like 1 out of every 3 packs is usually a foil. So maybe just the way the stack was stacked. Swarmyard, interesting. Leveler, interesting card. Still no foil. I honestly like a card like if you see like a card like Leveler, I wonder how you make it work. I think the only thing you can do is counter the target activated or triggered ability is really the only way that you can make that card functional way that you're not going to get punished, because it doesn't have haste. So you'd have to kind of figure out a way to counteract that ability that exiles your graveyard or exiles your library. Oh, you just kind of got a little peek of what I'm about to pull. Heartwood Storyteller, Zealous Conscripts. Still no foil. Interesting. I guess we hit the meat at the beginning / the middle of the pulls, but we haven't actually hit anything else since. As I kind of like sit here, struggle trying to open packs. It's really weird to see the difference in how certain ones are sealed and how certain ones aren't sealed. Probably some of the glue ones, some of them are still fresh, while the others are still not as much. I did the. All right, Live and End is an interesting card. I don't know if it's valuable, but it's definitely a cool card I know of. Silence is another interesting one. I do like the art on Silence just because, you know, it's just a guy who can't speak, essentially. All right, let's see what we got here. As we kind of wind down on what we got in the box. Glitter and Wish. I think that's actually the second one we pulled. Sanguine Blood. Interesting. Still no foil. So yet again, we are on a foil dry spell. Also, looks like when you get a foil, it actually doesn't take away from the token. So, like, I think we have a decent amount of tokens. And my idea of us pulling a second foil old border card is kind of winding down. I do think the one card that's probably one I haven't seen pulled in any of the videos is probably Tarmogoyf. Is probably the guy. I know he doesn't hold the value like he used to, but he's definitely an interesting card. Mangara, Vandal Blast, no foil. I've had a couple of him before. Just trying to think of like what is a big pull. I mean, Tarmogoyf does come from I think what not Time Spiral, but the Future Sight, I believe, is when Tarmogoyf was first introduced to Magic. And I feel like a lot of people didn't understand actually how to properly play him until like he kind of found his home in like Modern / like Extended at the time. Havoc, Inspector. I think I already pulled one of these too, and some doubles. Interestingly, I don't know how big the old school border list is when it comes to what we're pulling and what we're not pulling. Also, I do apologize if my mic's picking up every single thing I'm packing, and if my my way I'm positioning cards for you guys to read is been an amazing job, sarcastically. Nether Trader, Teamer Battle Rage. I think I pulled one of these too. I feel like we pulled one of those early, and have yet to pull a foil. So I feel like we're winding down on like chances of pulling foils, just on the basis of what I've pulled. All right. I mean, it'd be nice to at least pull one more foil. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a big foil. Just pull a foil just to be like, hey, can we break the streak of not pulling a single foil? Reiterate, interesting card. Crystal Shard, interesting card. Still no foil. And we got 3 more packs, so it's kind of winding down. And I have quite the mess on the floor to clean up after this. All right, let's kind of do that. Pongify is an interesting card. Oh, I see a foil, guys. I see a foil. We finally are able to get a foil at the end here. Here, Keep. Taziger. Interesting. Shaper Parasite. Okay. I do like that Goblin token art. It's definitely pretty cool. I mean, if you guys have pulled anything, let me know down in the comments below definitely what you pulled as we kind of wind down here. Also, let me know if anything I pulled is actually more valuable than I am actually making it seem. Because I don't play the game, I don't really know what physical Magic cards are worth what these days. I think yeah, that's good. So there is that. So let me know if I pulled anything. Spellburst. Venser, interesting card. I know who Venser is. There's another foil. Okay, we got a Fibblethip. Gotta love Fibblethip. Got another foil. It's like now we're hitting the foil streak right at the end here. And a Kobold. I do like that token too. And we're on the last pack. All right. If I had to say, I think my biggest pull is probably the Thoughtseize, to be quite honest. Probably the Thoughtseize, maybe the Bloodbraid Elf. Maybe the Gemstone Mine, possibly. The Bazooka Paw could be worth something. I don't think it's worth a lot. But it's definitely interesting old school border pull that definitely I think could see some value just because I do think those are going to be harder to kind of come by when it comes to actually, you know, pimping a deck out with a bunch of them. Life and Limb card, Beast Whisperer, and we got an Assembly Worker as our final token. But guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought. I'm not saying I'm going to do more of these videos in the future. If it catches my eye, I may decide to open it up here on the channel. If you like the video, hit that like button. It definitely helps out a lot. And if you're new here and want to watch my hands more often, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.